Every Christmas song about Santa Claus always states, no matter what, that Santa knows where you are, wherever you are. This is true of all of the children. If you've moved to Australia recently, Santa will know that you've moved to Australia. But what if you move constantly? What if you don't have a fixed abode? Like many children who constantly move from place to place, like in America for their family's jobs, for example. Or, as some cases may be, occasionally they move because they are homeless. It's the last thing we want to think about at Christmas when people are homeless. I have an injury right now, which means that I can't work. But I don't think that will dampen my spirits in any way, shape or form. I'm stubborn, which means if I want to decorate the tree, I will decorate the tree. No matter what. And I don't know why this light is flickering. But regardless, it's still a story that needs to be told. We know of one Disney character where this is certainly true. Our good old friend Dumbo. Dumbo spends a lot of time travelling from place to place in his little train as part of his circus. So I imagine there's been one or two Christmases where the idea of Santa being a bit late doesn't really bear thinking about. As I mentioned, this story is a Dumbo story, and it's called Dumbo's Christmas Flight. Dumbo stared out the window of his train car. It was almost Christmas, but he didn't feel very merry. In fact, he was worried. The circus train would be travelling on Christmas Eve. What if Santa couldn't find them? "Ah, come on, little guy," said Timothy Q. Mouse. "I know you're worried, but Santa Claus always finds us." "Honest, he fills my stocking with peanuts every single year. He's never missed a one, no matter where we are." But Dumbo still just stared out of the window. Timothy was determined to help his friend feel better. He thought and thought. Suddenly, he snapped his fingers. "Say, I've got it. Why don't we fly to the North Pole and see Santa Claus ourselves?" Dumbo smiled and nodded happily. Timothy jumped into the little elephant's hat and the two took off. After soaring north for a long time, the two spotted Santa's workshop. Elves and reindeer stood huddled together, looking up at the building. Dumbo could tell something was wrong. "Hey, everybody, what are we looking at?" Timothy asked when they landed. "It's the toy chute," an elf explained, pointing at the top of the building. "The toys we make get to Santa's sleigh by travelling through a door at the top of the wood shop and down the chute. But something is stuck inside the tunnel. None of us can get it unstuck, and the rest of the toys can't get through." "Can't someone just pull it loose?" Timothy asked. The elf shook his head. "The reindeer tried, but the door is too little. Their antlers keep getting stuck, and it's Christmas Eve. Santa's supposed to be leaving soon." Dumbo realised that if Santa had to leave without those toys, some children wouldn't be getting Christmas presents. He had to help. With a flap of his ears, he flew up to the little door. He couldn't fit his whole body through, but he had a long trunk that seemed just right for the job. Dumbo reached in and felt a little doll whose hair ribbons had gotten tangled. His trunk worked quickly to unknot them, and the toys began to move down the chute again. Everyone cheered when Dumbo landed back on the ground. Then he heard a voice from behind him. "Ho, ho, ho! Thank you for fixing our toy chute, Dumbo." "You know who Dumbo is?" Timothy asked Santa Claus. "Of course, Timothy," Santa replied. "I have to know who everyone is so I can pick out the right Christmas presents. It's Christmas magic." He turned to the little elephant. "And that includes knowing where you are on Christmas Eve, Dumbo, even if you're traveling." Santa looked at his sleigh. "Thanks to you, Dumbo, it looks like we're ready to go. Say, would you like to fly with us?" "Oh, golly, would we?" squeaked Timothy. Dumbo nodded enthusiastically. "Then off we go. First stop, the circus train," called Santa. And so it was that the 8 tiny reindeer, 1 elephant, and 1 mouse took off into the sky to deliver presents to all the little girls and boys. And they didn't miss a single one. Even though Dumbo travels every single day, Santa knows where he is. It's his job. And it's his job to know exactly where you are on Christmas Eve. And talking of Christmas Eve, it's very nearly Christmas Eve now. I hope you've handed in your Christmas lists already. I know I have. Until then, get a good night's sleep and think about all those presents that are currently being made at Santa's workshop. Maybe one of them is for you. Bye for now.